Hello, folks! Kumusta? It's me, the Philosophical Filipina. This is my first video. Nakakakaba palang humarap sa camera, but at the same time, nakaka-excite dahil mapapanood ako sa ilan nating mga kapwa Pilipino sa panig ng mundo. Kung mapapansin nyo, nakasuot ako ng mask. I have decided to keep my identity a secret for now, but I promise to reveal it when the time is right. So please ignore the mistakes. But please, please pay attention to the topic which affects our country in a big way. I hope this video resonates with all the right thinking Pinoys who watch it and all of you join the conversation so that the problem can be solved quickly. Tara, samahan niyo ako. It's 2025 and guess what? The one thing that's growing for sure year after year in our beautiful yet unfortunate country is the number of teenage moms under the age of 15. Yes, you heard it right. Teenage moms under the age of 15. Now, is it the sweet will of God as some people would like us to believe? Or is it a curse for the Philippines? Let's try and find out. About a month ago, this was the news headline that caught my attention. President Marcos vows to veto woke sex education bill, said the Philstar. ABS-CBN, Panukalang Prevention of Adolescent Pregnancy Act, ibiveto ni Pangulong Marcos Jr. sakaling maipasa. The Daily Tribune said, BBM lambast woke sex education bill. The news was that our president was shocked and appalled after reading the Senate Bill 1979 or the proposed teenage pregnancy prevention law. He said he found certain elements of the proposed law abhorrent and alleged that it promotes woke ideologies. To be honest, I was shocked to read that. I am one of the many who have suffered firsthand because of the widespread teenage motherhood in the Philippines. My mom had me and my younger sister while she was still a teenager. But shortly after the birth of my younger sister, both of my biological mom and my younger sister passed away because of the severe health complications, leaving me behind barely as a 2 years old. I survived somehow, but as I read about our president's threats to veto the proposed new law, I was personally disappointed. I get so affected that I wanted to find as much as I could about the topic. I took out time during my hectic workdays, which by the way starts at 6:30 a.m. and ends at the 9 p.m. And on Sundays, after finishing all my weekly chores, I started researching and reading on the subject. I must tell you guys that my boyfriend helped me a lot in the process. After a month of reading, my boyfriend suggested me that I should make a vlog and at least try to tell as many as I can about my findings. So here I am. And here's a sneak peek at the proposed new law, or at least the first page of the Senate Bill 1979 or the Adolescent Pregnancy Prevention Bill. While our president seemed positive at first about the proposed new law, he flipped a few days later saying that he was shocked and appalled after reading it. I mean, did he make the earlier positive comments without even reading it? Or if he found something wrong in some portions of it, why didn't he say that we need to change some portions of the proposed law, but tackling teenage pregnancy is a priority? Instead, he chose to make an extremely radical remark about using his veto power. I am not sure who or what was the president's remarks meant for, but it missed the whole point. If he had to get shocked and appalled, he had so much more than just some portions of the proposed new law. Just consider these facts and data. The Philippines has one of the highest teenage pregnancy rates in Southeast Asia. The Commission on Population and Development has previously dubbed the Philippines as the gold medalist of teenage pregnancies amongst ASEAN countries. The Filipino age of sexual consent was 12 years until 2022, the lowest in Asia and one of the lowest in the world at the time. It was only in March 2022 that it was raised to 16 years, which is still low in comparison to the most of the first world countries. The percentage of women in the Filipino workforce is only 39% as per UN data from 2022, ranking it at 139 out of the 180 countries surveyed. And the big shocker, as per data available on the Philippines Statistics Authority website, we have had just 3 straight years of rising numbers of mothers under the age of 15 years. PSA released national live birth data for 2023 just a couple of months ago in December 2024. I have scanned the entire reports for the year 2023, 2022, and 2021, and here's what I found. There are 2,320 live births to girls under 15 years in 2021, 3,135 live births in 2022, and 3,343 in 2023, a steadily rising number year on year for 3 straight years, making it a total of nearly 9,000 live births to girls under 15 years in the last 3 years for which data is available. Now, this should be shocking and appalling to our president more than any other thing. Not just that, but as you can see, 428,716 babies born to girls aged 19 years or younger in just 3 years, which means roughly 428,000 teenage moms, and as per PSA data, more than 90% of those babies classified as illegitimate. Why don't these figures shock and appall our president? And just imagine that these are just official numbers, and in a country like ours, there is always a difference between official numbers and ground reality, which may very well be higher numbers which are being underreported. Well, even going by the official numbers, over 428,000 babies and 428,000 teenage moms makes a total of over 850,000 individuals in 3 years. So we created a cesspool of almost 850,000 disadvantaged, maladjusted individuals in just 3 years. Did you know, guys, that globally, maternal conditions are amongst the top causes of disability adjusted life years and deaths amongst teenage girls when they haven't even grown fully, either physically or mentally, and surely haven't had time to get any proper education? The children of such teenage mothers are also disadvantaged in a number of ways. Firstly, infant mortality rates are higher amongst children born to teenage moms. Such children face an increased risk of developmental problems and often also have lessened motor and language skills in childhood as compared to their age-matched counterparts born to adult mothers. And we are adding not a few hundred or thousand, but almost 850,000 such individuals to our population every 3 years. Sadly, these numbers are not shocking and appalling enough for our president. As you can see, in 2023, 25 live births to girls under 15 were registered as their second child. For the girls aged 15 to 19 years, 118,335 babies born as a first child, 19,092 babies as the second child, 1,412 as the third child, 70 of them were the fourth child, 11 of them the fifth child, and 5 of them were the sixth born child of their teenage moms. In fact, one child was even seventh child for her teenage mom in 2023. Just imagine a girl in her teenage and already a mother to not just one, but two, three, four, 5, 6, or even 7 children? Shouldn't that shock and appall our president? And if it doesn't, then nothing else should. At least there should be a thorough inquiry into how much damage is this doing to our country, both socially and economically. The one question that the president must answer clearly is that is he at all interested in improving the lives of women and empower them enough so as to make them equal participants in Filipino growth story? If yes, how come he never has a strong or radical message on the subject like he spoke about vetoing the proposed teenage pregnancy prevention law? Anyway, it's just not about the current president or the government. In fact, we are stuck in an ironical situation. In comparison to the almost 250 years history of the USA, which has had just one woman vice president till date, we have had two women presidents and three women vice presidents in our shorter history as a republic. This is what most Filipinos will tell you when asked about women's empowerment in the Philippines. But such statistics are deceptive and the truth was far from it. Is it ironical that even our women leaders have not been able to protect our interests adequately? What is even more ironical is that in 2021, former President Rodrigo Duterte, who wasn't exactly a champion of women empowerment, declared the prevention of teenage pregnancies a national priority in the Philippines. In fact, it was under his rule in March 2022 that the hopelessly low Filipino age of sexual consent, 12 years, was raised to 16 years. So, if there's one idea President Marcos could borrow from former President Duterte is to reiterate that the prevention of teenage pregnancies is a national priority and actually work towards making it a reality. That would actually mean doing a lot starting withdrawing the veto threats to the Senate Bill 1979 and paving the way for the Adolescent Pregnancy Prevention Bill to become law. Now that Senator Risa Hontiveros has clarified all his doubts and even submitted a new version of the bill, President Marcos should really stop appeasing the hardliners who have no understanding of the issue and have nothing at stake actually other than their egos. Once that law is made, the government must ensure full and proper implementation of our comprehensive sexuality education program, which exists even now, but only in the law books but hardly on the ground. Since the new law will also establish the Adolescent Pregnancy Prevention Interagency Council, which shall be responsible for the formulation and implementation of policies and programs in connection with dealing the teenage pregnancies. I would like to stick my neck out and say that, as a first step, the Council should propose a change of law to decriminalize abortion and at least making it legal in cases unwanted teenage pregnancy, cases of rape, incest, and other fetal abnormalities. As radical as it may sound, but not allowing abortion even in such extreme cases is the shocking and appalling things in our country. No God would forbid such abortions, and no church should. Desperate young Filipinos resorting to unsafe abortion methods because of strict laws have resulted in severe health consequences and even deaths for which the government may not have any data. However, to support all the above efforts, we need a national level campaign to ensure a change in the commonly held Filipino perception that every pregnancy is the sweet will of God. Pregnancy of a teenage girl may most likely be a mistake for which she and the child must not be a burden and disadvantage for the rest of their life. It's just not fair to anyone. What do you think?